Hi, I'm Judy Mudd. This art tip is about brushes and when to use certain brushes. Sometimes it's confusing. You have two rounds. One's a synthetic and one's a squirrel or sable or a blend or something like that. And you don't know when you would use one over the other. And I thought I would show you how I use my brushes and when I use my brushes, how I decide which brush to use. Now I've got three brushes here. This one is low Cornell synthetic. It's probably Taklon or some kind of nylon blend of bristles. This one in the middle is a Princeton Neptune brush. It is supposed to be a synthetic squirrel, or they've designed it to be a synthetic squirrel. It's a little softer than the low Cornell synthetic. This one on the end here is a squirrel. It is actually made with squirrel. And you can see how much softer it is. It bends when all three of these are wet. How much softer it is, how it bends over. More so than even the synthetic squirrel. However, this is much softer than the nylon Taklon. And so why would I use one over the other? For the most part, I use this nylon Taklon low Cornell. It's a 70-20 ultra round series. I use it probably 95% of the time when I paint. It has a lot of spring to it, holds a lot of water. The reason I use it so much is I tend to want to go in with either one or two layers of paint and that's it. I'm not a huge glazer like some people do almost majority of their painting in glazes. I usually try to get in and use either one application of paint and get out, and I don't do a lot of glazing. However, I do some, so I thought I'd show you when. So the reason I use this one, because I usually use paint, is I just pretty much get in and I actually draw with paint. I'm actually creating shapes with paint. And so I need that spring, I need that point, so that I can get in there and do some little tight shapes and that kind of thing. Now, when I get this, when I do this, sometimes because it is so stiff and has some spring to it, it will pick up the paint underneath. If the paint underneath gets softened, it will pick that up and it will blend right in it. So if I don't mind that, if I don't care about that, then I'll use this synthetic brush. But now, when I get to, say, a stage of the painting where I do need to do some glazing, like I may do a glaze, some shadow glazes over the path here, or I may want to deepen the color back in here without disturbing the paint underneath. That's the key. Does it matter if you disturb the paint underneath? If it does matter, then you need to go to a softer brush. And so that's when I would pick up a squirrel or a sable, something that's very soft. And let me show you how I'll put, see, a transparent. Usually if you're glazing, it's because you're using transparent colors and you want to see through them. So I'll pick up some cobalt here. And you can see how I can just lay this color in without disturbing the paint underneath. And I just want to deepen that area and let it blend right in without picking up the color underneath. It's very soft. There's a telephone, I have masking fluid on these green areas, and there's a telephone line and masked out, and I want to darken behind that, so when I remove that masking fluid, you will see the white line of the paper. So that's key, is what's underneath. Do you mind that you pick up color, or do you want to have just a layer on top of another layer of transparent color without disturbing what's underneath? And if you don't want to disturb the paint underneath, then grab something softer. It's like a squirrel or a sable, or they may have some other soft brushes out there that you can try. But if you want to actually do some paint, calligraphy kind of things, actually draw shapes with your brush, then you want something with a point that's kind of springy and has a little ability to draw with the brush, and it doesn't matter if you pick up the paint underneath or not. Hope that helps explain a little bit about when to pick up a brush, what brush you might want to use, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.